These are my Premier League predictions for the final game week 38. You guys know how we do it absolutely well. I first provide you the correct score, and then I go ahead and give you the betting tip. So this weekend, the final weekend of the Premier League, we are in a position to be having 16 odds. Amazing odds. Lucrative, by the way, so stick till the very end. I always share it at the end of the video. So, having said that, we are going for 4,000 likes in this video. We are going for 4,000 likes. That is going to be our goodbye, farewell party, farewell message. So, take a moment, take a while, hit the like button. It won't cost you anything. It won't cost you $1. It won't cost you your time, because hitting the like button takes less than 2 seconds, yeah? What takes time is coming up with the 16 odds and the correct scores for each game. So to get started, we have Chelsea vs Bournemouth. In the Chelsea vs Bournemouth, I expect Chelsea to have a strong finish to the season, especially given that this is a game they must win for them to play in the Euros. I mean, in the European matches next season. That is the Conference League. So Chelsea 2 goals and the other guy, Bournemouth 0 goal. The betting tip for those who are going to be betting is a Chelsea win or a draw. Then we have Arsenal versus Everton. I expect Arsenal to be in a position to rise to an easy victory, given that they are still fighting. Arsenal, they still have the hope of becoming the Premier League title champions. So, Arsenal 2 goals and Everton a 0 goal. The betting tip for those who are going to be betting is an Arsenal victory. Then Brentford versus Newcastle is the other game we are having today. I love Newcastle. They have performed incredibly well this season. And no matter what the bookies are thinking about this game, I still believe they have the upper hand in this match. They have the potential of winning by 3-1. So Newcastle 3 goals and Brentford 1 goal. The betting tip is Newcastle win or a draw. Then we have Brighton vs Manchester United. This is where I had trouble coming up with a prediction. When I say trouble, it means that I was forced to believe that it's a game in which Man United indeed are not going to lose, but at the same time, Man United are not going to get 3 points out of the game. So in this match, I'm talking about a scoreline of 0-0. I know it sounds weird, but I believe this is a game that is having the probability of a draw, right? So, scoreline Manchester United 0, the other guy Brighton 0. The betting tip is Manchester United Asian handicap positive 5. Positive 1-5. Manchester United Asian handicap positive 1-5. And then you have Burnley vs Nottingham Forest. Burnley 2 goals. Nottingham Forest 2 goals. One of the games in which I believe it's going to be a high-scoring match. So the betting tip is over 2.5 goal. And then you have Palace vs Aston Villa. In the Palace vs Aston Villa game, of course, Aston Villa are going to have a perfect end to the season. So Aston Villa 2, and then Palace 1 goal. And the betting tip is over 1.5 goals. Then Liverpool vs Wolves, a game in which many are already knowing the prediction, It's going to be a Liverpool victory. Final game at Anfield. We expect Klopp to harvest the energy at Anfield and once again have an amazing victory. So, of course, Liverpool is going to win the game. Even if they fail to win, I still believe Klopp will have an amazing send-off after the match. So, Liverpool 3 goals and Wolves 1 goal. It's going to be a high-scoring game. So, Liverpool to win is the betting tip. Then we have Luton versus Fulham. Luton had an incredible start to the season. They tried their very best. They were challenging top teams. During the mid-season, that is when they kind of picked up. And then when the season was finally coming to an end, we're talking about these last matches, they lost the power. They lost the willpower, right? And they kind of had to fall back. So at this very point, I believe it's a game that Luton will be looking forward to have a final amazing show in the Premier League. They're going to be playing at home, so no matter what, they'll still try their very best to get a point in this game. So Luton 1 goal and Fulham 1 goal, right? The betting tip for this match is Luton win or a draw. And of course, you have the biggest game this weekend, the final game, Manchester City versus West Ham. I believe it's a game that forces other people to think otherwise, especially saying that West Ham still has the ability, given that they'll be sending off their manager too. You'll put in a fight and potentially you'll give the very best, potentially things like draw, such kind of talks. I do not want to believe in rumors. I want to work with statistics and facts. As sports bettors, we know that head-to-head statistics, team information, team news, and motivation coming into a game, those are the things we're supposed to be looking at. And understanding what Manchester City went through, especially in the former game before this one, where we had them winning late goal, 2-0. This is a game in which they're not going to be losing. Of course, we have all watched Manchester City play the last 5 years. Unless you began betting yesterday, that is when you will have contradicting thoughts when it comes to Manchester City. So Manchester City versus West Ham, I expect City to maintain a clean sheet in this match. Clean sheet. It won't be a high-scoring game, but I expect them to maintain a clean sheet. So Manchester City 2 goals and West Ham 0 goal. The betting tip is a Manchester City victory. That is what we are betting on. Potentially halftime, full-time 2 will be covered by Manchester City. On the final game, we have Sheffield versus Tottenham Hotspur. Now, Sheffield versus Tottenham Hotspur. This is the final game, right? The final game we are predicting. What do you think about Tottenham? Do you think they're going to step up and win this match? You know, you look at the odds they have been given, one of the favorites having the highest odds. And as you all know, during the final game week, we always have one of the favorite teams disappointing. Do you know what I'm thinking about Tottenham? I am thinking Tottenham are not going to be that team. They're going to win this game, right? Tottenham 3 goals and Sheffield 1 goal. The betting tip is going to be, of course, a Tottenham victory. The odd is 1.399. Now, those are the 10 games, the last 10 games, the final 10, right? If we combine the odds, as I said, it sums up to 16. Now, that is it. It's going to be a perfect weekend. Then there's always this routine, this pattern of plenty goals being scored in the final match day. I do not know what to think about that. Do you think we're going to witness that this weekend? To me, personally, I already believe we won't witness that. Right. In the comment section, drop your possible scorelines for these games. Drop your possible scorelines for these games, right? I need you to drop them. The first person who will be able to get 5 over 10 correct, 5 over 10 correct, then I believe as we end the season, you also deserve to be appreciated for being a perfect pundit, to being a perfect sports predictor, to being a perfect sports bettor. You only need to get 5 over 10 correct scores, right? I know personally the best I've done is 7 over 10 correct, but in this one, 5 over 10 for you. I know it's hard, I know it's difficult, but if you cannot do that, then correctly predict at least 8 over 10. Who is going to win in 8 over 10 of the games, right? Correctly predict that. The first person to do that too, I know we're going to have something for you. So 8 over 10 for full-time winners. I mean, the full-time scores, either a draw, home team, or away. And if it is correct scores, correctly predict 5 over 10 correct scores, right? I know it's hard, I know it's challenging. That is why for the other one, I had to make it reasonable. 8 over 10. Do that, and you will have something for you. We will even just come here and say, congratulations, Tom or Joy. You were able to predict 8 over 10. And your gift, your reward is a shout-out. Yeah, that is it. At least we appreciate, right? But do not be obsessed with what the reward will be. What you are supposed to focus on right now is becoming the best, first one. Of course, if they're going to be plenty people, I am a generous individual, I understand, and I'll reconsider my comments, right? Awesome. So that is it. Share the video, like the video, and I wish you the very best. If you are betting, you know what to do. Edit to your taste.